What's up, everybody, and welcome to Along the Way. Today, I want to talk a little bit about deliverance. What is deliverance, and how do we know when we are delivered from something? In my experience, as I trust God along the way of life, you know, I have realized that you know deliverance doesn't mean you won't be tempted to fall into temptation, to do that which you no longer desire. I truly believe that deliverance is your mindset being totally changed. Amen. I come to that conclusion. I am certain because the things that I desire before, once upon a time in my life, pornography and stuff like that, I don't no longer desire these things. There was a moment in time when I'm tempted. From time to time, I'm tempted every day. Put it like that. And the thing is, I can't allow it to take over my mind. I have to continue to fight and to trust God. Recently I told someone about what it looks like to be delivered from something and what it looked like to be tempted by the same thing that you have no longer desire. Because when you don't have a true desire for the thing that you no longer desire, that God has delivered you from, you are completely delivered from it. But that doesn't mean that temptation is not going to come knocking at your door. Amen. So I thought about the Eve situation. Eve didn't have to eat the fruit, because there was so much more there to eat. Yeah, Eve, as she was I'm at Dunkin' Donut trying to get something to drink. Eve in the garden, um, Eve had a lot of things that she could have used, for hunger. But the enemy wants to give her something that she doesn't need. And a lot of times we fall right into that temptation. We listen too long to the enemy, and the enemy start talking to us, start telling us what to do, how to think, and how to go about things. And before you know it, if we keep looking at the temptation, listening to the enemy voice, before you know it, we're going to want to bite from that fruit. We're going to want to desire to fall into that temptation again, only to hate it and to despise it and to hate the fact that that's a choice that was made that caused you to fall. But you can rise again. For the just fall, but he gets up.